It's strange times everywhere across the nation, across the state of Texas, and a strange situation for new Texas high school football head coaches as well. One of those coaches joins us now. We're joined by the head coach of the El Paso Chapin Huskies, Coach Ryan Warner. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you taking the time to
Absolutely.
bring me on.
For sure. Well, first and foremost, congrats on the new gig.
Thank you.
You got hired there at El Paso Chapin. I know that you're an alum. I know that this means a lot to you to come home. I guess, first and foremost, whenever you did get the job, what was your reaction?
I was extremely excited. I'm still excited to be able to come back to the Northeast community over here in El Paso and serve a school that and a community in a sense that has just meant so much to me growing up and help mold me and shape me into the individual I am today and really get an opportunity to pass kind of those lessons on and same character, hopefully to the next generation of players that come through Chapin.
One thing I'm interested in is why this job was right for you. You've been a guy who's been around El Paso a long time. Obviously, being an alum has that sort of tie, but there had to have been other jobs that have come open. But I know that this job was important to you. Obviously, Coach Hernandez, steps back and this job comes open. Why is this job you think such a good fit for you?
I've even I coached at El Paso Franklin for 10 years with Darren Walker, who actually built the program at Chapin. He was the very first head coach there, and I was a part of the first graduating class at Chapin High School. And Rene Hernandez was my offensive coordinator growing up, and we had a tremendous staff there. We had Patrick Brown, who's the head coach at Los Fresnos, was our O-line coach, and they all really meant a lot to me growing up as far as father figures, and then spending the last 10 years with Darren Walker at Franklin. This job opening up, it did kind of really catch my attention, just because, like you said, being an alumni and seeing it down for a couple of years, wanting to do everything that I could possibly do, if anything, at this point, to bring it back to its tradition of excellence that it's been known for in this area. So that's my goal going in there, and just trying to hit the ground running and get everything set up. And unfortunately, we're in the position we're in today, but nobody's going to feel sorry for us, and everybody's, like you said, is in the same boat, and we just got to figure it out.
You mentioned the situation because this is odd. You get the job late January. Obviously, that now you don't have an opportunity to be around your kids basically since spring break. I'm interested in how you guys are handling this situation, knowing full well that you're coming in and these guys are they've known you for all of a month.
Yeah, that's really been the tough part. You really start to try to learn the kids as much as possible, the evaluation process, scheme, what's going to fit them, trying to adjust what you do around the players that you have. Within that month, the one thing that I did realize is, there's a lot of hardworking kids there. They're excited for the change as far as, new, I guess. So it's been difficult. We started to install some of our base scheme, getting ready in preparation for spring ball. We had about 3 weeks of the on-field activity during the class period and stuff, and some installation. But now it's all digital. That's the unique part about it, is we're trying to incorporate Schoology with Huddle, video, installs. And like I had said to you, is I'm curious to see what everyone else in the state's doing, and if I can learn from them and try to keep up in that sense, and what else I can be doing. So at this point, today we're going to have a virtual team meeting and try to get everybody on the same page. Lessons through our Schoology account. Still trying to enforce the character aspect of what we're trying to develop with these young men with character lessons, and then offense, defensive install. And, that's kind of where we're at today. I guess we're going to see where after this week, we'll know a lot more of how we have to adjust.
We're talking with Ryan Warner, the head coach of the El Paso Chapin Huskies here on Texas Football Today. Get involved with the conversation at #TFToday. Coach, let's talk a little bit about your Huskies, what you know about them. Whenever you did introduce yourself, albeit briefly, it seems like, but whenever
Yeah.
you did introduce yourself, what was your message to your new team?
When I was announced, I was actually able to go over to the school that day and talk with the principal and Coach Marsh and the administration at Chapin are extremely helpful and when I was introduced to the team, I just said you guys we're gonna work hard. And that's the one thing. We're going to change the culture. We're going to kind of scale back and get back to the basics of fundamentals, hard work, effort, attitude, and really just try to preach to them the core values and try to just sell them my vision, and really try to harp on the tradition of Chapin within the area, as far as what we've been known for and trying to get back to that, reestablish that. So that was kind of my message, was just really trying to sell my vision and get them on the bus, I guess, on board.
So let's talk a little bit about your 2020 Huskies. Obviously you're still kind of getting to know what you've got and things like that, unique circumstances. But when you take a look at your squad, do you have a feeling quite yet on where you feel like you're going to be able to hang your hat? What is this team going to be about in 2020?
Yeah, we do. We're going to be young in some places, just like I guess anybody else, but we are going to have an experienced offensive line, and that's where it starts. The O line. If we're going to be returning 4 of the 5, we lost Miles Ward. He signed to play at Tarleton, but we are bringing a lot of experience back. So if that's something experience up front that you can hang your hat on, then I think you have good pieces in place. We are returning our quarterback who did get injured last year about week 3. So we do have somebody that's familiar with some, the varsity atmosphere. And then our freshman team did pretty well. They had a winning record, just outside of the district championship. But there are some pieces. We're going to be young in the skill positions on both sides of the ball. But I think the core nucleus on offense with our offensive line, our running back, and our quarterback coming back, that's strong pieces to build around.
So realignment's come and gone. You jumped into the pool right before realignment came out, and a unique circumstance. You guys are there in District 1 5A Division 1. First of all, congratulations on making the playoffs.
First year.
Coaches who dream about that. You guys are in a 4-team district. I guess, how does that change you guys going forward, if at all? How does the unique circumstance of being in a 14 district kind of affect you guys?
That's one thing. Even around here, I was trying to get my eye on, just what was going to happen with that Division 1 and that 5A, just because Eastlake and Eastwood bumped into 6A. And then leaving it in the 4-team. And then, the unique thing about Chapin is we actually have the Division 2 and then numbers as far as 5A Division 2, but opted up into the 1 5A. So we are, in a sense, playing with less kids. And I think being familiar with the teams around this district will make it interesting going into district play. But, set in non-district games, you're going to have a sense of your team by the time you get to district. So you're going to work the kinks out. You're going to be able to really find, like you said, what you're going to be able to hang your hat on by the time you get to district play. Now, where I think a lot of the separation is going to occur is when you start to hit those Lubbock schools, those Amarillo schools going into the different regions within the playoffs. Somebody like Amarillo Tascosa dropping down, into that 2 5A, with the amount of numbers and difference between the two teams, that's where you'll see a lot of the difference coming, in my opinion.
One last question for Ryan Warner of El Paso Chapin. Coach, you're a young man. I'll say that because I think we're the same age, so it makes us both feel good. And you were a standout receiver and also a linebacker there at Chapin. I guess and then you went on to play at Eastern Oregon. I'll just come out and ask it. Can you still go? Like, are we gonna, when we get out at practice, are we gonna be seeing Coach Warner, lining up for some foot races?
Yeah, maybe not foot races, but I still like to stay active. Catch the football and throw it around a little bit. I'll still jump in some of the tug of war competitions, that kind of stuff, just to mix it up with the kids a little bit, just to kind of enforce what we preach. Be ready to compete at any time. My foot races, those days have ended. I'm more worried about my hamstrings and how sore I'm going to be the next day. But no, I think anytime any of the coaches, within the staff can get out there and mix it up with the kids a little bit, within reason, doing some of the drills, just showing them, reinforcing the competition aspect of it. I think the kids really enjoyed that. That was one of my fondest memories growing up in high school, is when the coaches would actually, throw the ball around a bit and just kind of, have fun in that sense and in that atmosphere. So, in the practice, I'll be very active, running around, trying to motivate and encourage and get them moving at a pace that I'm comfortable with in that sense. So, yeah, I got to work on my cardio and stuff like that before I start getting those foot races again.
Man, yeah, me and you both, man. He's Ryan Warner. He is the new head coach of the El Paso Chapin Huskies. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new gig. Please stay safe, and we will be talking to you down the road.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you.